Hey guys, I'm Mike. Welcome back to the 30 and 30 videos in 30 days right here on Our Wyoming Life. This is number 13.
Please don't die on me.
Holy. Hey, is there any chance I can get some help? I'd like to think this is how cavemen got rid of the flies. Of course, they didn't have a cool red fly swatter like this one. They had probably a stick or a rock or something, but it was basically the same thing. Smash them until they die. And that's all I knew for years and years about flies, was that you just smashed them and killed them as they came along. But did you know that for every one fly that you see in the month of April could equal 80,000 flies by the end of the summer? That's a lot of flies. Today we're going to be taking a look at fly control around the ranch, and we're going to make a phone call to our very special and favorite vet, Dr. Spencer Wolter. We're going to be calling him and finding out about FBN's Lunch and Learn, which is coming up tomorrow. And we're going to put a link down in the description so that you can join as a couple vets, him and Dr. Nikorsky, get together and talk about fly control on your ranch, your farm, your feedlot, or even your backyard. So along with Mr. Fly Swatter, these are our tools for the day. We've got a reusable fly bait catcher type deal. This little thing pops up right here like this. Flies go in and they don't come out. That is how that works. We also have these ginormous fly traps, which I actually got off of Amazon. These are 30 feet long. They're disposable fly traps. And then a little bit later on in today's video, we're going to take out our vet gun, which shoots these little paintball type things that are filled with insecticide. And we're actually going to go out and shoot some cows. Don't worry, they barely feel it at all. But before we get started, let's jump on the phone here. Maybe. Well, hey there, Doc. We are actually talking today, and just like you're going to be at the Lunch and Learn, the Beef Lunch and Learn, which takes place tomorrow, about flies and parasite on our ranch. We've got our vet gun out, we've got some fly strips, and we've got our chemical attractant for our flies, which I like these things quite a bit. How important is it when you go out to start worrying about flies? How important is it to know exactly the type of fly that you're dealing with?
Absolutely. So that was like the eye-opening thing for me when you start diving into flies. There's four main types. There's face flies, horn flies, stable flies, and then just the common fly, right? And I'm not going to give away all the details here, but two of them are, I'm trying to probe people to come watch us on Wednesday, but two of them are more of a pasture setting, and the way you combat those flies is different, with sprays and traps. And then the other two types of flies are more of those feedlot settings. You're going to see them along the bunk lines in your feeding area. And then especially in any of those pens, because manure is more concentrated, and there's all different tips and tricks depending what kind of fly you got. There's some really cool papers out from different universities on actually, like for stable flies alone, 8 of them that you can see on say, like a steer out in a pen is enough to actually cause an economic impact, because it'll reduce like dry matter intakes and them going up to the bunk, because they're so busy trying to combat flies, right? So they're not doing the 3 crucial things they need to do, is eating, drinking, and sleeping, right? Which is the most productive for a producer and for the health of the animal. So there's varying numbers on the type of flies, but stable flies are like those really big ones. And I'm in Minnesota, so if you're ever in the boundary waters, they're the ones that like take a chunk of you, because they're actually looking for that blood meal. And it's the same thing that can happen for cattle. So it's something we want to make sure we can educate producers to make sure their animals are as happy as possible, essentially to make sure that they don't run into problems of not wanting to eat and so much.
Well, that makes sense. Obviously affecting eating habits really can make a big difference. What about diseases and stuff like that that are brought on in cattle by flies?
For sure. So one of the types of flies is a face fly. And me, as someone who raises Herefords, one thing they always have to think about is pink eye. right? So pink eye is caused by Moraxella bovis, which is a fancy name for the bacteria that causes that terrible pink eye, right? And I mean, you can get blind bulls because of pink eye. And especially if you get blind calves, right? They don't know where to go. So they're not going to be able to eat and drink and just stay safe, right? So the face fly, they don't eat blood or anything like that, but they actually eat the secretions from the eyes, which is why they get coated essentially in that pink eye causing bacteria, which is why it's really crucial to make sure you know how to fight face flies specifically, right? So there are all these other lingering problems that flies really come around. So, I mean, I know they're just annoying when I'm sitting out on my deck, but they do actually cause some pretty serious problems for producers and their cattle.
Are you guys seeing flies already in Minnesota?
You know, it's funny you should ask that. I just set up my like outdoor chicken coop and I killed 3 flies. I think they're still lethargic and a little dumb because I'm not that fast to have killed them. But flies are definitely something that's starting to come, especially down in, you know, Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska area where it's getting warmer and hotter, right? So hot climates are what make flies reproduce like gangbusters, right? So I know we're going to hit 80 this week. Flies are already going to start reproducing, right? And to the time that you walk in to, say, one of your barns and see like a swarm of flies, you're too late, right? You can spray and you can spray and you can spray, but flies can travel 2 miles, right? And you can't spray 2 square miles. So staying ahead of it is crucial, and they're already starting to peek their head out, even though our snow is just barely gone. I'm actually staring at a drift through my window right now. So
you killed 3 flies. So basically you killed 240,000 flies.
That's the hope. That's the hope. I don't like to inhale my protein content when I try to feed my chickens. So I'm going to be putting out some traps here pretty soon.
So the beef lunch and learn actually started last month. This is your second one. How did you think the first one went?
Really well. And not to put words in Dr. Nagorski's mouth, but like we were a little nervous on like, we purposely kept our content to 20 to 25 minutes, and that's what we like to keep it going forward. And then 40 minutes of questions. But the cool thing is we had 40 other producers on the call, and the questions honestly flowed the entire time. And that's the pinnacle of what Dr. Nagorski and myself wanted when creating this webinar, is just once a month having an outlet for people to be able to ask, you know, those questions. So I was really excited about it. I hope to see more producers on it this time, because I think there's such a shortage, you know, of veterinarians and veterinarians' time, you know, to be able to have these types of conversations, especially when you got 3 other emergency calls, you know, burning a hole in your back pocket when you're at a farm. So you can't have time to talk about flies. So having this dedicated time and resource, I hope it adds value to producers as much as Erica and I kind of get out at being able to answer questions for them.
All right, the beef lunch and learn happening tomorrow. What time?
12 to 1 Central Time. And we're going to hopefully keep all of our fly slides to 20, 25 minutes and then open it up for questions again.
Thank you very much, Doc. Flies are everywhere and even in your backyard. So everybody has something to learn from this webinar. Take a look at the description down below. Get yourself registered and show up tomorrow at noon Central Time to check it out with Dr. Spencer Wolter and Dr. Erica Nagorski, who are going to take us through everything to do with, well, maybe not everything, but a good chunk to do with flies and parasite control. Thank you very much, Spencer. I do appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, sir. Bye.
Thanks, Ben. Okay, we're going to go out in a few minutes and try this bad boy out. This is the vet gun with our capsules here that'll protect the cows from flies and biting flies and that kind of things that, like Spencer explained, will actually reduce their calorie intake because they're spending so much time trying to keep the flies off of them. We also put the fly ear tags, fly repellent type ear tags in the calves at branding, and that way they're rubbing all over their moms and they're kind of passing that on to them as well. We have our giant fly trap, so we're going to go put one of these up in the barn and see what these are all about. And first thing we're going to do is get one of these set up for back at the pigs. So a lot of this fly control stuff is actually available on the FBN website. You can shop right there. This is a chemical attractant that's going to bring the flies in. The cool thing about these that I really like is that these drop right in here. They're like little tiny baggies that you just take and drop in. So on the back here, we add the water after we put it in, and this thing is good for about 30 days is what it's saying. Super simple to use. You've probably seen the ones where you have the liquid that you have to put in. I don't like those. I end up with the juice all over my fingers. These are actually just little pouches that hold the attractant. I can actually smell it from here. It stinks. The bag itself will dissolve in the water, and we just drop it right into the bucket. We fill it up with water to the fill line. The really cool thing about these is after you buy these buckets, you can empty them and reuse them. So you just get your refill kit, which is this little bag here. And once you've got the water in, and that little bag is floating in there, that bag will start to dissolve, and we can just put our lid on. This part pulls up so the flies can go in and they can't get out. And this one, we're gonna take it down and put it with the pigs in the pig pen. Tomorrow, these pigs that we've got down here actually leave the ranch. They're heading over to Sturgis, South Dakota, going to freezer camp where they'll come back and be a part of online sales. It's amazing, and we'll probably talk more about it tomorrow, but actually run out of bacon already. So here's Brutus over here. This is our bottle calf right now, and he's doing great, up walking around. Looks like he's a little hungry. Probably would like a bottle. Maybe we'll do that before the end of the video, get him something to eat. So our biggest problem with flies probably comes from the pig pen. Obviously manure is a big issue, and once we get these guys out of here, we'll hopefully be able to get in here. Well, not only hopefully, we will be able to get in here and clean up the pig pen quite a bit, because now that the snow is all melting, it's not all melted. You can see it's still melting away. All of this water is just rolling downhill and filling up the pig pen. The pigs love it. I'm gonna fall on my butt. Pigs love it, but us not so much. So, of course, flies love it too. So I'm gonna head right back here on this nail and hang up our fly trap. Make sure it's open all the way, and you guys can hopefully enjoy your last day here on the ranch. All the pigs that we took in, actually, just a couple months ago, all of the bacon's gone. It's really popular on our website. A lot of other cuts, a lot of other bacon cuts are gone, pork cuts are gone as well. So these 4 will go in. We'll get what we can out of them. And then we've actually got, I think, 10 more pigs on the way. And they might be arriving tomorrow too. So when I said I wanted to clean out the pig pen, I do want to try to get that done. It's still a little sloppy in here. It's a good time to get the bobcats stuck. So we may actually wait until it dries up a little bit, but we do need to get in here and get this cleaned up because the flies just love this stuff. Me, not so much. The emus, well, they probably like to eat flies. I'd give them that. So we've got our chemical attractant, which is in the bucket. It is up. It's a chemical that's going to attract the flies, bring them in, and trap them inside that bucket. Next up, I guess it would be considered a physical trap, although there is a little bit of a chemical component to it, and that's the fly paper. Okay, so we all remember those fly strips we had hanging in our house as a kid. At least if you were born in the 70s, you might. Maybe, I don't know if they stopped using these things or not. But you'd pull it out. It would have a little thumbtack, and you'd put the thumbtack into the ceiling or whatever, and then it would hang there, and then eventually you'd forget about it, and you'd walk into it, and it'd get stuck to your hair, and it'd be stuck in your face or your shoulder or whatever. Really, really kind of nasty things. I never did like them. We've used them a little bit around the ranch here because you can still get them at farm and ranch stores. You probably still get them anywhere. But I can't say I really like those either, because the same thing happens. I'll walk into them, or an animal walks into them, or an animal gets a hold of it and eats it, which we've had happen also. So I'm a little bit leery of these. These I actually picked up on Amazon. These are giant fly traps. They are 30 feet long, disposable, non-toxic, extra sticky for use in barns, waste rooms, animal farms, stables, or kennels, and other infestation areas. If you need one of these in your house, you probably have a bigger problem, but we're gonna try it out in the barn today. Our big issue down there with that is that we have the emus wandering around, so we have to be a little careful about where we put it. Now I've got the emus locked out of the barn right now, even though Brutus is apparently starving to death. The emus are locked out so that we can get this done without their help, because they are helpers. I brought a staple gun with me because I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. Basically, it's got a little loop on it, and you just pull the tape out, and now you've got sticky fly tape. So where I'm going to hang it, I really don't have a clue. I need to hang it somewhere where the emus aren't going to be able to peck at it. So I think we're going to start out right up here, and I'm just going to pull this down a ways and just let it hang here. I think the wind's going to catch it. That's why I brought the staple gun. Let's staple it just to make sure it's not flapping around. One thing they did say online was that you fold over the bottom part of this so that you can grab it and pull it out again after you tear it off. But we are gonna just staple this directly to this post so that it can't move. And that's what it looks like. Pretty simple. So here's the big thing. I don't see any flies. I've seen 1 or maybe 2 flies so far this spring, but that doesn't mean they're not here and they're not growing. And that's where we're really trying to kind of get a head start. We're trying to get ahead of the game on fly control. So we're going to put up the other strip somewhere. I don't know where. We've got more buckets to put out with the chemical attractant that we're going to put out. That is basically kind of being proactive and trying to nip this whole thing in the butt before the flies get away from us. If you've ever visited the ranch, or any ranch for that matter, flies, they love the places almost as much as I do. All right, now, since we've got those set up, and I think what we'll do is we'll probably circle around here at the end. We'll see if we actually caught anything yet. I kind of doubt we will, but I'll be really surprised if we do. The next proactive measure that we're taking is actually going to be is us going out and shooting some cows. I know it sounds crazy, but we're going to go out and we are going to shoot some cows with insecticide in order to keep the flies off of them and keep them safe, number one, both medically and physically. Medically and physically, is that the same thing? We're doing this to keep the animals safe. We don't want them to have to worry about flies, and that reduces how much they can eat and everything else like Spencer was talking about. And also, I really don't want to mess around with any face flies. That just sounds and looks disgusting. The Vet Gen is brought to you by, I don't know who makes this thing, Smart Vet, developed by Smart Vet, smartvet.com. I don't know, I bought this at our local feed store a couple years ago, been using it every spring since then, and even in the summer sometimes if the flies get really crazy. It's not exactly cheap, but it is kind of, it's not only fun, but it's also a good way to keep your animals safe. So the capsules come in these kind of tubes, and there's 5 capsules in each tube, and you can load them up into here, and it uses regular old CO2 canisters for propellant, which aren't cheap either. Holy smokes. Wow. Okay, let me grab the gator and I'll be right back. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting cows. I've always wanted to say that. All right, well, let's go. It's a little breezy today, so if I miss, I'm gonna blame it on the windage. This thing doesn't have a scope or anything. It's basically point and shoot type deal, get as close as possible. It's not going to hurt the cows. They're actually really, really light. I would actually shoot Jeff with one, but he likes flies. They're friends, or else we would actually test it on Jeff. But we'll get as pretty much, you know, not right up next to a cow, but we'll get, whoop, we'll get within, I don't know, 20 yards maybe or so, and give it a shot. literally. We have one problem though. Where are the cows? It has been months since I've came out the door or pulled out of the yard or even came into the triangle pasture and not been able to see a cow. Obviously it's a little warmer today. Temperature is, what temperature? It's 68 degrees. Holy smoke, it's 68 degrees. The cows are obviously enjoying it. They're heading out and stretching their legs a little bit. So, oh, there's a bunch over there. We'll go over here. So you'd think that when you go out to shoot your cows with basically what is a paintball gun, you would just pick the cows you don't like and you shoot those ones first. But I like all my cows, and I'd like to think they all like me, for now. Y'all ready for this? Oh, hi. Wait, no, you guys can't run towards, you don't run towards the guy shooting you. Wow, everybody's really, really energetic about getting shot. Hi, you're too close. This is a good defense on their part, actually. Just get really, really close, and then Mike can't shoot you with the insecticide. Let's let's get out of the way here. Interesting maneuvers. Can't think of the word that I want to use. Maneuvers works good enough. All right. Oh, here we go. Number 10. Wow, you're really close too. I don't want to shoot them too close. I feel bad. How about this one? There's number 10 calf. She looks like she has an attitude. Well, you do kind of have a sight on here, I guess. Let's see what happens. Turn off the safety. And I shot high. I totally missed that one. Okay, bring it down. Got her. Right on her side. She jumps a little bit, and she seems fine. Let's go over here to our next one. Now, the hard part is to keep track of which ones you've gotten. I guess it'd be good to have a friend with you. So you're aiming for the shoulder, just like I did with her. Didn't phase her at all. She seems just fine. So yeah, if you bring a friend with you, they can keep track of which ones you've shot. Oh, this is bear over here. And Cracker Jack, unfortunately, has to get one. Oh, we got defense. Defense. Move out of the way. Cracker Jack. I'm getting mobbed by cows. Shoot me! Shoot me! I said, no, I don't want to do that. So treatment used to cost about $1 a piece. I'm not exactly sure what it's costing nowadays. Probably a lot more. I bought these paintballs about a year ago or so. You know, inflation, all that stuff. Did I get you already? I think I did. You're just standing around. Hey, let's see if we can do it here. Oh my gosh. Our cows are too dang friendly, guys. They didn't tell me about this in the book. Yeah, defensive measure. Climb up in the face. Yeah, hi. Give kisses so they feel guilty about shooting you. Yeah, I know. It's such a rough life. Okay, I got it. Okay, well, our fly control video, at least Spencer gave us some good advice. Oh, here we go. Long shot, number 51 right there. If we can get her done. Got her. Now, see number 8 down there? Way down there? We gotta adjust for windage. Ready? See if I can get her. Low. Low. Too high. Okay, well, maybe at that range, not gonna work. And I think I wasted like $37 there. Let's see if we can get her. One last one for the cause. I still have bullets, right? Yeah. Oh, I hit somebody back there. Got her. She didn't like that very much. Bambi, we'll spare you for right now. Maybe I'll let Mackenzie come out and shoot you. Might not be a bad idea. All right, so that is the beginnings of fly control on the ranch. It's something that we've really got to start taking a look at now, even before you even see a single fly. I'm gonna let Jeff come out and shoot some more, and maybe he can keep track of who he's got and who he hasn't. Little stress relief maybe for him, but it's weird. You know, it shouldn't be fun to do, but it is. It's not in a bad way. It's just, it's a way to do something different and help the cows. And you can see it really doesn't bother them. It scares them a little bit, but it's not like it's going to wound them at all. So we'll come back. We're actually going to head back towards the barn now. I'm going to turn Jeff loose on getting the cows with insecticide and the vet gun here. But we're gonna go back. I want to actually see if we did happen to catch anything yet. Now, it's only been a few minutes, really. I've kind of been rolling through this pretty quick, but I'd like to see if we caught anything. And then we're gonna go back, we're gonna visit Brutus and probably get him fed because he just wouldn't shut up. So we'll wrap up there. So back to the barn we go. So your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to go out and shoot every single cow, unless they have an orange dot on their side. Then I already shot them.
It's fly season, huh?
It's fly season.
I'll be back.
Why didn't I think of that? All right, we are gonna come in here and while Jeff goes off and has the fun, we're gonna see if we have any flies caught. I doubt it, but you never know. Erin said she saw one in her grow room today, so I don't see any yet there. I see fake flies. None yet. Let's go check the one in the pig pen. Let's see if we caught anything. Nothing yet. We'll come back and check on these tomorrow and see if we've gotten anybody. And remember, each fly that we catch in April, or we kill in April, we're not catching them, no catch and release, we're killing them. Every fly that we kill in April is 80,000 flies come the end of summer. So definitely an investment that you want to make.
Fucking away.
How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. What are you doing, Grace?
Feeding the cow.
Very cool. This is Gracie. One of Gracie's chores is to feed our bottle cows today. So, are you having fun? Mm-hmm. Yeah, how was school today?
Good.
Good. Did you do anything good in school?
I went to the planetarium.
You went to the planetarium. Planetarium is, you went and saw like
I meant the adventure.
The Adventurarium. So the Adventurarium is like a science center that our kids can go to here in this county and learn about all kinds of things. What did you learn that was interesting? Did you see all the skulls? Did you see the bugs? Mm-hmm. Did you learn about spiders?
No.
What animal did they have?
They had squirrels and guinea pigs.
Squirrels and what?
Guinea pigs, and they had hissing cockroaches.
Wow, hissing cockroaches. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. Lincoln's over here hanging out with a baby kitten. Oh my gosh, look at that little baby kitten. What did you do in school today, buddy? Nothing? He does nothing at school. I don't even know why he goes. Right? Who's your best friend at school?
Dawson.
Dawson is Lincoln's best friend. So.
And it's empty.
He's already done?
And he wants more.
And he wants more. Okay, we'll go make him more. Let me wrap up today's video and we'll go make him another bottle, okay? All right, I'm gonna lock you guys in here so that he doesn't go running. Nope, you gotta stay. You gotta stay in, buddy. Stay in with Grace. Can you stay in there and play with him and I'll go make another bottle?
Yeah.
Okay, give me the bottle. All right, you play with Brutus. That's it for today, guys. The great thing about the 30 and 30 is we have a new video coming out every single day. So we'll take a look at these fly traps and see what we catch. Hopefully more than printed flies. And actually, I guarantee you that we're going to. Very big thank you to Dr. Spencer Wolter. Make sure that you get signed up for the Beef Lunch and Learn. It takes place tomorrow. It's a webinar online. Dr. Erica Nagorski and Spencer will be there talking all about flies and fly prevention and parasites, all kinds of stuff that you can use on your operation, even if it's just as small as a backyard farm, a homestead, whatever it may be. Flies can be detrimental to everything that we try to do as producers, and that's why we try to get ahead of them. So until next time, I guess next time's tomorrow. I'll see you then. And thanks for joining us in the 30 and 30 on Our Wyoming Life. Is that a fly? Go to the fly paper.